Johnson Sakaja, National Chairman of the National Alliance, or TNA. Welcome to the JSO interview.
Thank you very much, John.
So many months ago, you were seen as a major engine in the success of TNA at the polls. So many months later, people are calling for your ouster as national chairman. And I put it to you that you were ethnic window dressing. Your sell-by date has come, and now people want you out and erased from the equation forever.
No, my sell-by date is not yet come. When we started the National Alliance and TNA, the election was not our end game. And I believe there's still quite a bit of work for us to do. The party is less than a year old, to be precise.
Sorry, but I must cut you short. I was saying that coming from Western Kenya, as you do, and from a certain ethnic grouping, you were never meant to be an eternal part of the mix. You made it look good to be the national chairman. Now that TNA is in power, we want to get rid of you.
Say so. You see, that is the question. It is inaccurate to say that that is the thinking around TNA. It is certainly not from our party leadership, from our party leader. It is a group of maybe a few members of the oversight board being used by also certain members who are still stuck in the politics of the past. The politics that I believe in and the politics that majority of the members of TNA, which has in excess of 3 million members as we speak, because we registered quite a number of people, believe in a new kind of politics where ethnicity is not necessarily part of the equation. It's about delivery, it's about brains, and it's about a vision for this country. And that is the TNA which I chair and which I continue to chair as we speak.
I'd like to take you on another angle, which is you have a job and people have come out and strongly in favor of you being a nominated member of parliament and being paid some money and being national chairman at the same time and not being paid anything.
Yes.
So, isn't the impulse for you to give up the no money job and resign and go peacefully and let these people chair the party in your absence?
You know, John, every day you wake up, there'll always be numerous reasons to give up on what you believe in. For me, it's not a job. TNA has never been a job. It is not a job. I don't earn a shilling from the party. I am there because of a vision and because of a dream that I believe in. I am what you would call, for those who look at it as a job, I am free labor and available labor to take it to the place where we need to take it. So it's not about which one is paying, which one is not paying. It's not about leaving one, letting go of the headache. In as much as it has caused, it has caused quite some fights and quite some, publicity with respect to being asked to leave it. I get a lot of support online. I get hate as well. But it's because I believe in what I'm doing in the party and I believe in the leadership of TNA. And I think the future of our politics in this country has a lot to do with how we drive political parties going forward. And since I want to be a player in the future politics of this country, I think I must play my part in creating institutions that will outlive individuals as political parties and vehicles that transform leadership, not just at the national level, but also at the grassroots level.
Right, I'll allow you to continue
Yes.
to say something in your own defense, as is, what is the breaking scenario and what is likely to happen next? Because you always assure us that from a legal standpoint, you are on the moral high ground. Elaborate.
Yes, the first thing I must say is that the entire issue is really being sugar-coated or camouflaged by the law. It's not about the law. The law is clear. And I even sought an explanation from the Commission on the Implementation of the Constitution, headed by Charles Nyachai. And the bone of contention is a provision in our Constitution, Article 77(2), that states that no appointed state officer shall hold office in a political party. So I asked for interpretation on that, and I got a response, which I shared with the leadership of the party. And the position is that there are two types of state officers. Those who are state officers by virtue of them being members of elective positions or offices, such as Member of Parliament, President, Governor, senators and county representatives. And those who are state officers by virtue of being appointed by the president or by any other body, whether be it the Judicial Service Commission or the Parliamentary Service Commission or the Public Service Commission. And those are appointed state officers. Now, the law is clear that that provision bars appointed state officers like the AG or cabinet ministers from holding office in a political party. And the mischief it was trying to cure is very clear. That somebody playing oversight over matters of public interest and public service, largely that require one to be apolitical, should not have leaning, and not just leaning to one political side, but being in charge of a political party or being an official, because then they might discriminate against members of other political parties, or they might abuse their office in that manner. So the president can be a member of a party. Of course, our president holds no position in any party. Neither does the deputy president, because in TNA we do not have a position of party leader. We have the chairman as a top position. But governors can hold positions in political parties, senators, members of parliament. And it is not just about me. The Secretary General of ODM is a senator. The chairman of Fort Kenya is a member of parliament, Seli Simiyu. The party leader is a senator. The chairman of Wiper is a senator, Musila. Chairman of UDF is a nominated member of parliament, my friend Osman. So it is really just being used to settle political scores, or a group of people who have eyed the kitty that is coming towards TNA, the loot that is coming, so to speak, because as you know, TNA is going to be one of the parties that is going to be funded through the political parties fund based on our performance and how we performed, the number of votes we garnered from all those who vied on a TNA ticket. And that is what they might be looking at. And of course, since I have not played ball in the past, I continue to hold ground that indeed, whatever funds come to the party, because I believe leadership is stewardship over resources and over, over people, and their positions we hold in trust for the members. And I'd like to assure the members that I will ensure that indeed those funds are utilized well. I have not been a signatory of the party accounts because for fiscal prudence, but we have steps in which we ensure that actually, and systems that actually funds are used for the right reason.
Right.
So that is
I've been listening carefully. There are two things.
Yes.
One of them is that, as we're seeing at present, you don't foresee a situation where people will head to the Supreme Court for a reanalysis of the CIC stand on the issue. Go to higher legal matters, and this thing will be drawn out for the rest of our living days in metaphorical terms.
I don't think they do. They will, because I think they're using it as a crutch to hide their political goals. I would love them to, because I believe the law is on my side. And if indeed I am going against the law, I would be the first to drop the position, because I believe in the rule of law. We have had a history of reform, and we've had a history where leaders have had no, have had no due credence to the law and to the rule of law. And I think that for leadership that is actually transformative, one of the first things is that we must be guided by the rule of law rather than the rule of men. And if that is the instance, if that is the situation in this instance, that I am actually illegally in office, which I doubt, and I've received confirmation from an office that we've held, we've given the mandate to be the custodian of constitutional implementation, then I would leave the position.
Right. But the other suggestion that you give is that there's loot coming in. That was your own word. You're saying you are going to be the good manager of the loot, meaning that we can expect this, the other understanding is that we can expect in the politics of the day a misappropriation of these funds. People want to get their hands on these funds and make them their own.
As I said,
impunity continues, corruption continues, embezzlement continues, and Johnson Sakaja is the saint, is the deliverer who's going to make sure that this never happens in our day. Is that how you see yourself?
First of all, I've said that could be the driving force behind them. And I'm picking it up from two stories I've seen in today's papers in the Daily Standard and the Star. They're talking about this could be the reason behind it, because if you ask yourself, did Sakaja perform well or not as chairman of TNA, The jury is still out on that. It's not about, they're not raising issues of performance, they're not raising issues of fiscal impropriety or whatever. So it might be that they're looking at that. So I don't see myself as a saint. I don't think that I am the best leader. But indeed, over the past 1 year, what I've done is I've been able to show this country what happens when you give young people an opportunity to lead. And I think it would be, it would not be sincere for me to let go, because I believe there actually are certain young people who look up to the leadership that I give, to just give up without any reason and without having achieved the vision for which I took that position. Right. Because due to that, many young people in TNA went for positions of leadership and they got them. Many of them vied for county positions, vied for as members of parliament, etc. And they got it because I think there is a shift that is coming in this country. So,
right. Let me